What's up, X Factor Nation? We are back with another daily show, NBA edition, of course, breaking down last night's NBA action and talking a little about today. I'm joined by my host, Troy. No Caleb today. Caleb, feel better, brother. Feeling a little under the weather. But like I said, I'm here with Troy. Troy, how you doing, buddy?
You know, it's a great day. It's Tuesday. It's a small slate in the NBA. So let's just dive into last night. Jumping right in, the 76ers beat the Washington Wizards 118 to 111. Quickly for the 76ers, James Harden was 17 dimes on the day. He continues to struggle from the field. Didn't get to the line as much as he normally does, but Tyrese Maxey continues his absolute hot streak. I know how much of a fan you are of Maxey. So do you want to hop into this game and kind of give your perception of it?
Yeah, man, it seems that they're giving Maxey the ball to score, which I thought was a smart move. I think James Harden can still get it done, but I think they're saying, hey, James, go be a facilitator, still go get your points, but make sure that ball touches Tyrese's hands. And I hope it continues that way when Joel Embiid's back on the floor as well. But got some good production everywhere, every starter in double figures. Niang off the bench also added in 12. And then on the Wizards side, Kristaps looked pretty good. Bradley Beal's still not really looking like himself. But I didn't really expect too much from that Washington Wizards team this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So the 76ers are starting to string together some wins. They've won 4 out of their last 5. And like you said, I mean, Porzingis with 32 and 9, but outside of that, not much to write home about for the Wizards. 76ers get a win there. Moving on to the Kings. They went on the road and beat the Charlotte Hornets 115 to 108. And kind of what I've been saying a lot about these young teams. I've said a lot about the Pistons, like their ability to get behind, not get worried, not get frazzled, and just continue to push, continue to win. This is a game that I watched, and in the first half, it looked like the Charlotte Hornets were just going to beat them. It just looked like their night. The Kings would make a run to 4, then the Hornets would balloon it to 15 really quickly. It didn't look like it was the Kings' night, but looking at their numbers, Kevin Huerter continues to shoot lights out, 26 points, 5 assists for him. Harrison Barnes continues to play so-so. He's not shooting the ball very well, but he had 16 and 9. Sabonis fouled out again, but his numbers continue to get a little bit better. Keegan Murray played all right. In a game that De'Aaron Fox left really early. The signs are pointing to it just being a bruise, so that's always good. But I pointed out that Davion Mitchell really needed to step up for this team. And then you look at his numbers. He had 23 points on 9 of 11 shooting, 5 of 6 from downtown. So really, really good there. Fred, just dive into this game. I mean, PJ Washington played well for the Hornets. Take this wherever you want to take it, my man.
Yeah, pretty much. I looked on the highlights and it looked like PJ had his way. It looks like he was getting whatever he wanted. So it was good to see that. Definitely missing LaMelo's presence out there. I'm excited to watch them play once he comes back. And then of course on the Kings side, De'Aaron Fox, it only being a little bone bruise, that's huge for them because I really do think they need him out there long term. But yeah, having Davion Mitchell step up and put the numbers he put up last night, I think that's huge because he was one of the guys I thought could be a sleeper to win a 6-man award. So if he keeps it up and Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, these guys just play consistent and you have Porter shoot the ball like that, I mean, they're definitely going to be a team that you can look out for to make one of those last playoff spots.
Yeah, look at Dennis Smith Jr., man, revitalizing his career, playing pretty well for the Hornets without LaMelo Ball. Hopefully, he can continue that. On to the Brooklyn Nets. They won a basketball game, but then afterwards fired their coach, and apparently are on their way to hiring Ime Udoka from the Boston Celtics. So just more drama added to the Brooklyn Nets franchise, but we'll get into that at a later date. Looking at this game alone, my man Chris Duarte for the Indiana Pacers finally
future Laker.
I wish finally getting a little bit of love from the Indiana players there, getting the ball, shooting effectively, 5 of 10 from downtown. Then looking at the stats, I mean, Buddy Hield played well. You could take this one, man. I mean, Brooklyn Nets get a much needed win, but then there's drama afterwards. And I mean, I guess you can take this wherever you want it, as I've said.
I don't know really what the direction is. It's Kyrie, KD, and finally someone else did something. Nicholas Claxton, played really well. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists on 9-11 shooting. I thought that was much needed for them. Also added in 4 blocks. KD, of course, looked like KD, absolutely hooping. And then on the Pacers side, yeah, Chris Duarte, man, absolutely lighting it up from a very efficient, from the field as well. Benedict Mathurin, 16 off the bench. He continues to shine. And, Tyrese Halliburton with kind of an off night. But the Pacers team is really fun. I don't think they're going to, again, stick together for very long. But, a lot of guys, raising their stock. And I don't even think a coaching change is really going to help the Nets in any way. I still think they're in a lot of trouble. I don't think, Ime Udoka is going to do much to turn them around, but we'll see. But yeah, not much. I'm still not sold on the Nets at all.
Yeah, so moving on from some turmoil out east from the Pacers franchise and the Nets, we moved to teams that, maybe made a statement. The Toronto Raptors dominating the Atlanta Hawks 139-109. They scored an unbelievable amount of points. Looking at the Raptors side, Scotty Barnes with 21, 7, and 8. Pascal Siakam with 31, 12, and 6. Gary Trent Jr. had 21 of his own. Their bench scoring seemed to be very spread out. And then on the Atlanta side, John Collins, 12 and 12. DeJounte Murray had 20 and 9. Trae Young didn't shoot the ball very well, 14 and 10. One thing I wanted to point out with the Hawks before I dish it over to you, Trae Young has to learn to be effective off the ball. I feel like he just does a whole lot of standing whenever he doesn't have the ball. And that can be fine in spots, but you also have to be a weapon off the ball. What do you think, Fred?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. He's got to do more off ball. He needs to watch tape of Steph Curry and look what he does, because I think they're most effective. I love when Dejounte Murray has the ball in his hands, and I think Trae can be more lethal off the ball than Dejounte just because of his shooting ability. So we'll see. I hope that becomes a trend. I do still think this team is very dangerous, especially with those two. And then on the Raptor side, man, no Fred VanVleet. That ball ran right through Scotty Barnes' hands, and I thought he controlled that offense so well. Christian Koloko looked good. The rookie out of Arizona played really good defense down low. Pascal really wasn't efficient, but still put up 31, 12, and 6. He continues to shine. Preston Chua with 10 off the bench. So, the Raptors, man, a really little nice roster. I didn't really have them too high in my standings, and because I'm not really a Pascal fan, like I said, but that team's looking good, man. And Scotty Barnes proving again that he is multi-versatile, and it is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, when Scotty Barnes and Pascal were on the floor, Scotty Barnes plus minus was plus 31, and Siakam was plus 30. So very efficient, effective minutes from those guys. And probably to the best, closest game of the night, one of at least, the Milwaukee Bucks pick up a win over the Detroit Pistons. Another instance where the Pistons get down early, start out pretty slow, claw their way all the way back to make it quite a game. Cade Cunningham just continues to put up numbers, 27, 6, and 7. Bogey had 23 points. Jay Nivey continues to do his thing, 19.7 rebounds, only 1 assist there. They only played 4 people off the bench, so a really, really tight rotation out there in Detroit early on. On the Bucks side, Giannis had 31 and 7. Brook Lopez, 24 and 9, and then Drew Holiday, Caleb's guy, had 25, 7, and 10. Pretty efficient night, 5-11 from downtown, 7-15 from the floor. And then, of course, Bobby Portis, his consistency off the bench is incredible for the Bucks. What do you think about both these teams in this game, Fred?
Yeah, Pistons, again, I think they have a lot of great pieces. They're just really young. Cade Cunningham, a guy that I wasn't crazy high on, but he's proven to be a really, really tough guard, and he does a lot for the Detroit Pistons, and they really need him to do so. And then, of course, on the Bucks side, you have the best player in the world, and then you also have Giannis Antetokounmpo. So, no, but yeah, Drew Holiday's been absolutely balling, man. I mean, that dude is a all-level defender, and he has proven that he can be a really high-level playmaker this year. So I really like Drew Holiday's game, and once Chris Middleton comes back, forget about it, bro. That team's insane.
Yeah, this is a weird game, man. I thought the Bucks were going to blow them out, but I mean, the Pistons, man, just continue to stick around. Then arguably the weirdest team in the NBA right now, the Utah Jazz, pick up another against the Memphis Grizzlies. They moved to 6-2 on the year. Laurie Bird with 31 and 11 on 11 of 15 shooting. Incredible numbers there. Memphis got absolutely destroyed, but John Morant played absolutely incredible. I'll let you take this one. What do you think about this?
not a lot of. I mean, it's John Morant's world, and Dylan Brooks shot 16. It was basically give the ball to Ja, let him work, which usually works. But man, the Jazz, dude, Larry Bird just doing his thing at an efficient rate. The bench was great. Sexton, Beasley, and Horton Tucker all scoring over, in double figures. Like this team, man, is sneaky good. I told y'all don't write them off. I was like, their roster is not terrible. Jordan Clarkson didn't have too good of a game, but man, I don't know what Lauri Markkanen did in the offseason, but Jesus Christ, that dude can hoop.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll last. Now, I don't think the Jazz will.
I don't know, man. The fans are bought in. The
They're
energy's
kind of
high.
tough.
They can shoot the ball. You never know.
I can't wait for Ochai Agbaji to get more minutes, though. I do
I was
like
about
that
to
kid
say
a
he's
lot.
not getting a lot of love. But then moving on to, in my opinion, the worst team in the NBA, the Houston Rockets, going
Oh, they're
on the
bad.
road and almost beat the Clippers. The Clippers, I thought were going to dominate this game, make it a statement game, but Paul George played well, 35, 9, and 8. Capped it off with a game winner against the Rockets. But outside of that, nothing really to get excited about in Clipper land for the Houston Rockets. I mean, is Kenny Martin Jr. good? I mean, what do you
No.
think about this game, Fred? And maybe this tells more about the Clippers than the Rockets.
I think the Clippers have to find an identity outside of Paul George, and I think they have the names, but those guys need to step up. And then on the Rockets side, it's probably gonna be like this all year. One random young guy is probably gonna go off, but they're just so young. I mean, just crazy. Outside of Eric Gordon, I mean, their average age is insane. But they are really bad. I don't think they're gonna win a lot of games this year, unfortunately. Maybe they're a player or two away for sure, maybe even more than that. And then, yeah, like I said, on the Clipper side, they have to have someone else step up. I mean, Reggie Jackson cannot shoot 2 for 11. I mean, Zubac played well. Norman Powell shot terribly. Didn't get a lot of production coming off the bench. It was Paul George's world. I predicted him to have 38 points. He had 35, 9 and 8. Dude put the team on his back. I mean, with that type of roster, he shouldn't have to do that every night. So again, need somebody to step up. Don't know who it's going to be. Get Kawhi healthy. I don't know.
All right, so looking ahead, that's all of yesterday. Looking ahead to today, I think there's actually some really, really good games on the slate itself. Not a lot of quantity, but there's some quality in here. The Golden State Warriors go on the road to play the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are favored in this game. Fred, who do you have winning and why?
I'm gonna go Miami here, man. I still do not trust Golden State defensively, and I just think that the Heat play a really good team basketball. Obviously, they have the same team for the last 800 years, it seems. So, I think they get a win here. Sitting at 2-5, I think they get a win and get some momentum rolling.
Yeah, they've already played once before, and I think this is a get-right game for the Heat as well. I think that they find their offense a little bit here. I don't think the Heat are a very good team, but I think they win here. So moving ahead, like we said already, the Brooklyn Nets on the cusp of all this drama. They have a game tonight. Will they have the luck of firing a coach, maybe coming out with some energy, some heat? Who do you have win this game and why?
I'm gonna go Bulls. I like how they've looked this year. I think I saw a report Zach LaVine is playing tonight.
Yes, he is.
Questionable to play, probable. So, I mean, that duo of DeRozan and LaVine is so tough, and Vucevic has added to, like, he's just a beast. I love watching Vucevic. I think he has a really good game tonight, and I can't wait for Lonzo to come back. Whenever it is, I think he is that stepping stone for them to be that next, and this game's on TNT, so this is a freaking prime. I can't wait to watch that pregame show with them talking about the Nets. But yeah, I'm gonna go Bulls here. Don't trust the Nets. Probably won't the rest of the season.
Yeah, I too am going to go with the Bulls. Like you said, LaVine, and I'm a huge Lonzo Ball guy. You know how much I could talk about that guy. I love him to death. But yeah, I just think the Bulls have too much for the hurting Brooklyn Nets. I think that they, I think both teams kind of have struggled early on, so it might be sloppy. It could be a really fun game. You never know with this kind of game. But I am going to roll with the Bulls. Looking ahead, probably the funnest game on the slate, in my opinion. The Orlando Magic go on the road to play the Thunder. The Thunder are favored in this one. I'm just going to steal this from you. I'm going with the Magic in this game. I think it's a fun game. I think it's exciting. You get to see a lot of young guys. I just think the Magic are due for a win here.
Yeah, man, the Magic are good. They have 7 guys averaging over double figures. I mean, they spread it out, and Paulo's leading the charge, which I love to see. Like to see him again get more efficient. But I'm going to go Thunder here. I love what Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's been doing. That kid's an absolute problem on the court. And they're just a fun team to watch. And I can't wait to see them beat down the Magic tonight.
The beatdown, calling for a beatdown. So then the nightcap of the TNT slate is the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Phoenix Suns. What do you think about this one, Fred?
I'm not too low on the Timberwolves like a lot of people are. I still think they have a shot at making some noise. I don't think they win this game though. I do like Phoenix. I think Devin Booker's playing at MVP level, and I think he continues to play that way tonight and get a victory for the Phoenix Suns.
I'm actually going with the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's no DeAndre Ayton tonight. He's been out for a little bit. I just think that the Twin Towers are a bit too much for the Phoenix Suns in this one. I think the Suns will give them their best shot, as they seem to always do when their backs are against the wall. They seem to always play pretty well. But I just think the Timberwolves, it's a good spot for them here, even though I've been extremely low on them. Get us out of here, Fred.
Hey, thank you all so much for tuning into the Daily Show here on the X Factor Sports Nation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We love you guys. Don't be a star, don't be a superstar. Change the game. Be an X Factor. God bless and peace out.